Welcome to Country Kickback, where you'll hear the latest music from performers you already know and discover new music and artists from around the world. If you have an artist you'd like us to chat with, reach out to the team at countrykickback.com, or you can watch our live videos and more by following us on social media and YouTube. Here is your host, Danni Shaw, with the latest from Country Kickback.
Hello. Night two. Kaylin, you were first into the room today. You were quicker than I was able to log in on my phone. You're so quick. Hi, Paula. Thank you so much for joining, everybody. People that are watching, let us know in the comments where you're watching from, and if you've got music coming up this weekend, what you're going to head out and see, let us know. We've got two shows for you tonight. We've got Natalie Pearson. She's going to have a chat to us about her new single and what she's been up to. And then we've got Sons of Atticus at 7:15 tonight. So stick around if you can. And if not, you can watch the replay. So we might welcome Nat into the room. Hello. Oh.
How you going?
Hi. You want to back up again? Hi. She was really quick. She was in and out. It's been ages since I got to see you. How have you been?
I'm good. I'm just sharing the live stream to my Facebook page.
Everybody?
Just give me 1 second now that I've seen that it's gone live.
You can. I like that you have multi-talented. You can do all these things.
Trying to do all the things.
Kayleen has popped in to say hi as well. There's lots of people popped in. Paula is popped in. Belinda's popped in.
Hi, Belle.
And Paula said, how are you? And she hopes you're well.
I'm great. I hope you guys are well too.
What have you been up to? Because the last time I saw you for a quick minute was in Tamworth when we were both like flat out at the Golden Guitars. I've been in Queensland, but I haven't got to see you play or catch up. What have you been up to? It's been ages.
Just working a lot, like just, in being an indie muso that's hustling to earn enough money to spend it all on making videos and making new music and doing some co-writing and a lot of admin.
You do all your admin, don't you? You do all of it.
Yeah. It's a big job being an indie, self-managed, self-funded artist. You have to kind of be jack of all trades and keep up with other people. So yeah.
Do you have a favorite part? Is there parts of it that you just love and parts that you give away?
The performance, like the stage stuff, obviously, like the performing on stage, doing a live show. That's my absolute favorite part.
Yeah.
I like a little bit of the marketing, but it can be very tedious. And then I hate invoicing. I like getting paid, but I hate invoicing with a passion.
But, it's horrible, isn't it? You feel asking for money and you feel awful, but you've done the work. I think you deserve it.
I've got to pay my band, so
exactly. And you have been doing quite a few band shows and different festivals and things. Have you got a lot more coming for the year? Have you've been planned to be on the road a little bit?
Yeah, so I've got Saturday coming. I'm playing at Brookfield Show, which is at Brookfield Showgrounds. It is ticketed. I think they've got like a PBR. They've got like rides and lots of live acts over the whole weekend. So I'm playing on the Saturday night with the band, and on the same night as me is like Emily Hatton, Liam Brew, Josh Setterfield. So that should be a really good show. I've got the 5-piece band playing, and we'll be doing Not in These Boots live. And what else have I got coming up after that? I've just been, I did ask before here actually if I was allowed to announce it yet, but so you guys are getting the first little bit of news, but I am playing Lights on the Hill towards the end of the year.
Fantastic. I love that festival.
On the download, I'll be having something to do with the muster. I won't tell you what yet.
Yes.
And then what else have I got coming up? I'll probably do a few more shows at Lefties as well.
Yes.
So just, if anyone wants to have me come and play with the band, I want to get out there and do more shows.
Yeah. Because it's slowed down for a while, and now it's so crazily busy. It's just come back so quickly. There's people popping in everywhere. Karen's watching from Little Sparrow. Thank you, Karen.
Hi, Karen.
Well, I haven't seen Karen in ages either. Belle asked, she said, any plans for Melbourne because she misses seeing you?
Well, hook me up, Belle. I'd love to come down with the band. So you tell me what venues I should be hitting up, and I'll check it out. Send them an email, do my admin day, and try and get in there.
Try and get in and try and do a few while you're down there. And Jan's popped in to say hi as well.
Hi, Jan.
I've got another comment that I can't see all the message. Oh, Natalie, I've seen you a few times at Riders in the Rounds and Services Club in Tamworth.
Oh, yes.
My
I love
favourite
that.
type. I love those shows where you're doing the ride around with someone else. It's just so interesting.
Yeah, it's cool to see like where the songs came from and the stories behind it. I think you kind of appreciate it on a whole different level.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of that, your current song, how long ago did you write this and where did the idea come from?
We wrote it. So I went over to Nashville after the Gympie Muster prize. The prize was a trip to Nashville for CMA Fest. So went over with Soundmark Tours and ended up setting up a write with Phil Button, who's an Australian now living in Nashville, who writes with a lot of artists, and Brooke Chevelle also. So we got in the room and, Phil writes with people all day, every day. So you only get like an allocated time slot. So I wanted to go in prepared and I had a list of song titles and we went and it was like, who are we writing for? We decided that we're going to write a song for me. So I brought my list of songs forward and one of them I was like, I've got this idea. It's Not in These Shoes. I just, want to kind of do something that's playing on words of, if you think I'm chasing you, well, not in these shoes. I don't want to ruin a nice pair of shoes chasing over someone who's just going to waste my energy and waste my time. So, Phil really loved the idea, which was, I was intimidated going in because I was like, what if I'm a terrible writer? But he loved the idea. And the three of us just started kind of riffing some, guitar parts and then I kind of, came in with a couple of melody ideas and then it just kicked off. So, it came about fairly quickly. I think we wrote it in like 2 or 3 hours total, including doing a little demo for the track, which I actually probably should post that just so you can hear what it sounded like, pre-production, because it's pretty cool. But then it changed to Boots during the production process. Just I sang Shoes. It just didn't sound right. As it turns out, Boots is a nicer word to sing than Shoes.
All these different type of boots for the film clip. I mean,
that's it. I do love my high heels. It's that's how the song kind of came about. I guess it was just a title idea, and we just went from that. So I think that's my favorite part about songwriting is it just you start with kind of nothing, and you're like, I have no idea what's going to happen in this writing session, and the next thing you know, you've got this song that that people are like, oh, this is catchy, and I want to sing along to it. So, cool.
And people can relate to it. And it's funny sometimes when you do write things, you go in there like with the idea and how much it can change. So the idea was originally for this sort of thing, and it's a completely another thing by the time you finish the song. I love seeing how it can just evolve from not very much to something quite big. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people putting in comments. Just trying to click on them. Belle said just to play at her house.
We'll have a house party.
Have a house party. That's a good idea. Jan wanted to know, where does your inspiration for a song come from? And is it the lyrics first or the melody, or does it change each time?
It's different every time, I think. Sometimes it's, like if you bring in a title that kind of sets up the premise, but then it could end up in a completely different place. I've gone into writes before where I have a title and then we start writing that and then the song kind of takes on this whole other meaning and then it's like that title's not appropriate anymore for that.
Yeah.
But that is kind of what started the idea.
Yeah.
But it ends up somewhere different. And then sometimes it's like you have like a little melody that you're kind of humming and you just put nonsense words to it. And sometimes it starts with someone playing a guitar riff and you can just hear this melody over the top. So it can be different. I think that's just part of the creative process and being, having a musical ear and going, you know, I know where this chord progression is going to go next, or what melody would sound great over the top of that, or what I want to say. I don't know. It can, be different every time.
Yeah. And I guess, and it's interesting, you know, as you're saying, you know, the original title that you've gone in with, and then you come out with something that's not even that. I don't know if does that title then sort of stay in the book, and maybe another day that will come out again?
It can do, yeah. I've definitely done that before, where I've been like, well, the song took a completely different turn, but I still really like that.
Yeah.
That idea and that concept, but it just wasn't, you know, wasn't that place and time for that song at that moment. So
yeah. So it's interesting, isn't it, how it all happens?
yeah.
Speaking of boots, have you got any new ones? And how many do you have? I don't like going boot shopping because I don't like the price of them. But I do like the boots.
I love boots. I actually don't know how many pairs I have. I've never counted them. But I remember, as I've moved house twice in the last 8 months, because the rental market up here, and every time that I have to pack everything and then unpack everything, it's like, oh yeah, I forgot I had those. And then, you know, then I'm like, oh, I should probably start wearing this. I don't have any new boots that I haven't worn, like at a video clip or on stage or out yet. But there was a company called, what was it called? It's called Buckle and Boots, that just sent me a message, and they were like, you should check out our boots. And we want to you know, see you wearing our boots. So I might be getting some new boots soon.
That would be really exciting. That I can't wait for.
Yeah.
So the film clip that you're for not in these boots, was the idea behind it your idea? How did that all unfold? Was that something that you've been thinking about, or
the music video? The music video, it's funny because I had artwork for the cover for the song, like in 2020. I had a photo shoot for it, and it was a particular concept. And then I had an idea in my head about what the music video was going to be. And then, as it turns out, another way more established artist than me released a very similar themed song with pretty much that exact artwork and then video. And I was like, okay, well, I can't do that now because that's just going to look silly. So I scrambled and found another album cover for it. And then I just woke up one morning and I was like, what, you know, I have this idea. The song's about, you know, running and chasing and stuff, but I still want to wear the boots, so I don't want to, you know, make a running track. But that's maybe a good juxtaposition. And also I really wanted a pop concept for the music video, so no storyline, just a really cool, bright coloured, interesting, energizing video. So I just thought, you know, running track is like that bright, you know, reddy orange color, and like, you know, blue teal would look really good against that. And then it had like a blue hockey field, and when we got there on the day, the security guy was like, do you want access to the pool area, and do you want access to this, and do you want access to that? And I was like, yes, we do. So I just took all these outfits, and I had like a little Kmart trolley, and I just took everything brightly coloured. And then when we were in there, I was like, okay, this colour will go good with that. And we had this running track concept, which the whole thing was just going to be on the running track, because I just wanted a really simple thing. But when we got there was just too many nice things to film, so we spent the whole day there filming. I'm excited to show everybody what we made. It's
really lovely to be able to see all that. But I love how with you're very involved in all of the creative process, right from writing right through to like the film clip and the clothes that you're wearing and the artwork. You are all over it, all of it, and you're coming through in all of it. Is that something that you wouldn't want other people to do? Do you do it because it's just part of what you think when you're writing a song? Or
I think I'm probably a bit of a control freak. I like things done. Like I have a vision, and I know what I want. So I think it's really hard to handball that off to someone else, because you know, they don't have the same vision as you. They don't have the same passion behind it, as
that's right.
you do. So
it's your
I think
it's your
and I you know, I know me, and I know, you know, kind of the brand that I'm building better than anyone. So I think it would have to handball it off. It would have to be someone that knows me really well and you know, is really ingrained in seeing, you know, what I like, my style, I guess, to take that over. So I would like to handball some things over, just because I feel like it's just so overwhelming. Like my time just gets away from me during the week, and I end up getting a bit disheartened because I'm like, I'm so far behind where I want to be. I just wish that I had someone to help me. But you know, it's
completely.
It just all it means is that I just take a little bit longer, I guess, getting things happening. So maybe the timeline of, you know, other people that do have a team, you know, or a label or something that, you know, is helping kind of tick things along, because there's so many people working on different aspects of that project at the same time. It can get done quicker, whereas, you know, kind of doing it on my own and working a couple of, you know, working a day job and doing gigs and doing all of that just does mean you know, you fall behind schedule, but it doesn't mean that it's not going to be as good. It just, you know,
needs another week or two.
Just don't forget about me in between everything.
But I was actually going to talk to you about that, because I know, like, throughout COVID, so many artists went out and did whatever they could. They got a job, and they had no choice. Their job was music, and then all of a sudden that was stopped. And I know you were one of those artists that had to go. Is that something that now, even if music is really back to full on, is that quite nerve-wracking to go back? How does it feel on the other side of that? Because I would imagine my anxiety on that would be quite high.
Yeah, it is. Like, I would like to, you know, I would like to get more time back and not have to do that. But then, you know, in the back of my mind, I do worry about that financial stability and being like, well, what happens if I have like a couple of quiet weeks? Or, you know, I don't know. It's just, it is a little bit nerve-wracking to just not have that, that constant.
Yes, but then at the same time, it makes it hard to tour, and it's kind of weighing it up, isn't it? And I think that's something that we haven't sort of thought about much, is coming into the other side of COVID. This has got its own heavies, and it's got other things coming that are stemming from it. So we need to sort of look after everybody and work out how we can make it happen again. By providing that time. There's a lot of comments coming through. Yes, I agree, Kaylee. It's your career, you should have control. Absolutely, I agree with that. It's nice to be able to say that. Deborah said she loves your music, and will we see more releases this year?
Absolutely. So finishing off Not in These Boots is obviously the thing I'm focusing on at the moment. So music video coming soon, an acoustic video that I'll be putting online tomorrow, and finishing off that, I guess, and then while that is still trailing, I have to do all of the back end to then get the next couple of releases all timed up. So I do have 2 more songs off the Resilience album that I want to put out, you know, in the next kind of 4 months. I would like to have 2 songs
not much
out.
left for the year, is it?
No, it goes so quickly. So two releases more off the album, and then I have a cover song that I'll be putting out, and then I don't know, maybe I'll do another Christmas song as well. And then I've been writing you know, a little bit as well. So I've got a few like demos that after these projects are done, I'll take those into the studio and then start a whole new project. So
again, you're starting it before the other one's finished, aren't you? You have to keep it rolling.
Keep picking over.
Do you have, is it as a result of all the songs that you've got written and waiting, do you choose your favorite, or do you choose one for the time that you're releasing it? What influences the order that you release it?
Yeah, I think that well, probably both of those things do apply. You don't want to release something you don't love, but but the timing, yes, because you look at what everybody else is releasing, and I think that if too many people are releasing similar things, is probably working against you to release something that's also down that laneway. So you want to kind of go a little bit different to everybody at that point in time, but then also like how close you release things together. So sometimes like we put out songs, and then like literally like a week later people are like, when have you got new music coming out? And you're like, but I only just put this one out. Can you listen to this a few more times? But yeah, you do need to be consistent to keep, I guess, in the forefront of industry people. So Spotify kind of wants people to put music out like every 6 to 8 weeks, which is it sounds like a long time, but it's not in the lifetime of it, or the lifespan of a song. So yeah, just trying to like space it out enough so that you're not cutting the momentum short of the song that you've just put out. Yeah,
and that is a hard balance, because songs in the new music of streaming world, they don't have as long a lifespan as they used to, do they? It used to be quite a span before we were streaming, but now we can get it so easily and so quickly. We want another one, and it's very hard to do that because it's expensive and it's a lot of work to get it from writing to releasing. It's a huge, huge period of time that you need, really, isn't it? But it's the new music world. It's the new music. So you're planning on releasing 2 more songs, and you've got a few shows coming up. What are your plans going into next? Are you going to look at touring sort of outside of Queensland? What are you hoping to do between now?
I would like to. Yeah, it's just a timing and a financial planning situation.
Yes.
And I guess finding where the audience is as well. To you don't want to kind of plan a big expensive tour and then not have anyone show up because they don't know who you are there. So building the awareness first before and seeing whether where people want me to go.
Yeah, I was going to say, does that actually help when someone reaches out to you and says, "Can you play here?" That actually does make a difference for you, and
absolutely. And if it's a lot of people all saying the same thing, then you go, okay, well.
But that's right. Yeah,
I should go there because there's obviously people that come to my show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, what is the best place to find you and keep an eye on you? I know you've got the Nat Pack and you've got all the socials, but is there one that is easier for you that everyone you post on more, or is it great?
I hang out on Instagram probably the most. I find that platform just easier and more fun, and I like scrolling much better. I don't know, Facebook feels a little bit full of ads these days. I do go on Facebook a bit, but I post. Right. I hang out more and stuff.
Yeah, and you're right. I think it does have more ads now. I don't know why, but it does seem to. And Paula said in response to her comment, she said, "Awesome to hear about the new songs, and you're going to be very busy." I don't know. I reckon that is one of the hardest people in Australian music, because I don't think I've ever seen you sit still and do nothing for a day. You just work so hard on everything that you do, which is just.
I have to book it in. I'm having this night off. Put it in my calendar so no one can book me, because I have a few people that have access to my calendar as well. So I'm like, if I book it off, then it's like, all right, I'm having it off. I have actually had more time for it lately. I used to probably be a little bit too much work focus, where it was just burnout.
It consumes you.
It does, and you get to a point where you just load yourself up so much that you actually can't focus anymore. You're actually at brain capacity, and I was finding that I was being like less productive, even though I was working harder. So having a day off, like booking it, I book Mondays off. I don't always take Mondays off because usually that's the only day I'm free to actually go in the studio or do something. But the intention is to have that day where I can say no to, or basically do whatever I want to do. So it just means that I'm not overloaded with booking for other people, like booking things that I am expected to do for other people. I sometimes, that's the day that I go get my hair done, or go get my nails done, or sit on the couch and do nothing. And I find that actually makes me more productive, because I have allowed myself to actually, have you tried turning it off and on again? Sometimes I need to do that.
It helps sometimes.
It
Mine
does.
might not turn back on. I don't want to risk it. But absolutely, I actually agree. I think that is so true. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get through this. They're moving so quickly. You need your U-turn. That is right. I've got lots of people popping in and I can't catch them all, but I will send them through to you if there's anything that we need to answer. But yeah, thank you so much for chatting to us. I don't know how every time I have you on the show, it goes so quick. And I feel like we only just get to cover really small parts of what you're doing. But on Instagram, what do we look under? Is it, because I always get muddled with the different ones, what is it that we need to search on Instagram?
I only have one Instagram, and it's Nat Pearson Music.
Nat Pearson Music, wonderful. And on Facebook, you're just Natalie Pearson, aren't you on Facebook?
Yeah. So if you type in Nat Pearson Music, it'll take you also to my Facebook page.
Fantastic.
Yeah, but the name is my full name, Natalie Pearson. Yeah.
Because it is really hard at the moment, and there's so many people pretending to be others. So you do need to be really careful. That's why we always sort of try and touch on it a little bit.
I only have one. I get messages all the time to be like, "Hey, is this you? Do you have another account?" And no, I don't have another account. It's just that one. And
it's the best spot.
I think they're probably trying to get everybody to pay for that verification thing or something. Yeah. I don't know, but only have one.
I think you're probably right. Only one. So if you're ever not sure, I'd check. That's the best way. But before we do go now, I've got up in the top of the comments for everybody, there is a link to your YouTube channel. So if you haven't already, head over there and subscribe on there, and you can give the videos and things a like on that one as well. And I've also got your Spotify channel, and your Facebook is also up there. So if you haven't already followed on all of those, check them out. Go and have a look at the YouTube page, because I really like how you've done yours. It grabs you as soon as you get into it. It's lots of fun. But I am, hang on, there's another comment coming. She said she asked Brooke the other night, will there be a duet of you two coming out sometime?
We have a duet that's on both of our albums. That is not on digital. So if you want to hear the duet that is not on digitals, that you can get either my album, which is on my website, or you can get it from Brooke as well, which I think you just message him for his album. So it's on the Fearless Rider album of his and Resilience of mine.
Yes. Yeah. And Chris has popped in to say hi, and he said he loves hearing about how the music comes together. I think that's actually one of, like, after we do shows and sometimes before I have an artist on, that's probably the most asked question I get is how do you do your music? Do you start with music? Do you start with lyrics? So that is one of the things that everybody just loves hearing, and I love hearing different ways too. But thank you so much for joining us now. We have another show, so I have to go. Otherwise, we'll be
thank you so much for having me.
But anytime, and we'd love to have you again very soon. And you have to come to Tassie too when you get out on the touring.
Yes, definitely.
Bring your mum and dad. Bring your mum and dad.
I should definitely do that.
All right, guys. Well, we'll be back in a few moments, 7:15. So hang in there. The link is already up on the page if you want to go and have a look. We'll be there very soon. Thank you for joining us, everybody. See ya.